Hey everyone, this is episode 97 of Noodle Time. Welcome back. Here with me is O and H Time Blue. OSG, how's it going, sir?
Mm, Are we really? Oh, I don't. I haven't been following the jersey records for the year. So I hope you're. I hope that's just something you just made up real quick for the intro. But uh, yeah. So recording tonight. It's like you just posted on Twitter probably earlier. Depression mode. So that's how
Yeah,
I'm feeling, man. That's how I'm not feeling. No Dynamo this weekend since they're on international break. No friggin' world soccer, kind of weird.
yeah,
We did get to watch some international friendlies, but whoop de doo rah rah, man. So, but we did have Dose and Dash this weekend, so at least we still had some soccer to watch. Both were on the road, so again, I didn't have to travel. Kind of enjoying this break, but next weekend got to get back at it and get back to Houston. So, what's up with you, bro? What's going on?
no, yeah, just a gap of soccer, as you mentioned, because we are obviously with all most of the leagues around the world following the European schedule.
Hmm.
We just reached the end of the season, and a lot of clubs are off season now, and we're now coming up to the international break that's going on right now, and of course the big tournaments that I'm looking forward to: the Euros, Copa America, of course, and the Olympics afterwards. Like this summer's gonna be insane, but we're in the gap in between where it's like we have to wait for everything going on. Of course, outside of MLS and NWSL, MLS Next Pro, and all that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you got to
yeah,
find yourself watching
yeah.
other sports. Texas didn't end up winning the softball championship. They made it to the finals, though. So I did watch that for the past couple of days. But yeah, so find yourself watching other sports. I barely watched
Yeah.
the basketball finals last night, but of course I was watching last night. I say we're recording on Friday this time, guys. H is up. Thursday night was game two for Texas and Oklahoma. So I didn't even watch a bit of the basketball game. And then by the time Longhorns is over, it was a blowout anyways. So it's weird, man. I prefer soccer. I want to watch soccer. Just kind of want to, but I don't watch some other sports now.
Oh yeah, man.
Like,
Softball though, the softball that the College World Series happening right now, at least for baseball because softball just ended, and I can't believe Oklahoma got like four straight titles. That's just insane.
yeah, that powerhouse, bro, powerhouse. But now
Yeah,
the good thing for those two is they're both going to the SEC, and that's a powerhouse for softball. That's going to be fun now. Fun watching it.
yeah.
Just period. Texas in the SEC, and bringing Oklahoma with them, getting back to the Aggies again. That rivalry. Yeah, so I'm ready. Excited about that, but that's still a couple months away for everything to start changing, and seasons are pretty much over now for Texas for the Horns. So there's nothing left going on. I'm sure they're winning a swimming title, and not even hearing about it. But
No, but yeah, that's the college talk right there. Well, we got to get to the most important things, which is of course our soccer. And as always, you just mentioned, Dynamo are on bye week. International break still going on, and they're gonna be back on next week, playing against Atlanta United on the road. But for now, we do have to talk about Dynamo 2 and Dash, which we just finished watching. Both games happening at the same time, which was, as always, a chore to keep an eye
yeah,
on both games to try and pay attention to what's going on. Um, and yeah, we just got started with Dynamo 2. This one in particular, it was one to watch because I figured it was a good chance we could see starters coming in, unless like Kenny Bundy wanted to like bring those in, since of course the first team wasn't playing this weekend, so that was a good chance to see at least that. But that really wasn't the case,
I
and
would say your good chance
yeah,
turned into zero
yeah,
chance.
zero chance, yeah, zero chance, absolutely zero. And I mean, if you want to count a Char as the first team player, I guess that was very much no.
You can count a few of those players as first team players because technically they are on the first team, but playing for the second.
Yeah,
But yeah, we expected a couple just because of the break, but it looks like they're enjoying the break, and I'm glad they didn't go play for Dose anyways. They do need a break. They deserve a break. You have a lot coming up. A lot of these players are going to be playing, get some extra playing time with some of those players. Coco's going to be missing for a month, so it's good that they're taking the break and enjoying the break. And I saw Ache was on the water today with his family enjoying it, so it's good. And so I hope the guys come back for ready to go and into a new gear after this little break.
no, yeah. And of course, Xavier Valdez still featured for the first team with Steve Clark injured and all that. So it's going to be Nico Hansen with the start.
Well,
And
Xavier Aldez is with Dominican Republic right now, and they just played
right,
yesterday.
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No,
So he
you're right.
probably, yeah. We haven't got an update on Steve Clark. Well, we'll mention it, so we don't know if he'll be back. But I assuming he should be back, depending on how bad that broken nose was. I mean, y'all saw the pictures probably. So I don't know. He may be still nursing it up. So, but yeah, Xavier could be on the bench for Dynamo next game possibly. But he did not get to start for Dominican Republic though. That was disappointing for me to see. But it is what it is.
Yeah, but also the other start that we had to keep an eye on was one of the newest signings being Jefferson Medina as well,
Mm-hmm.
and Jordi Bourbano coming off the bench afterwards, which we can talk about after. But yeah, of course, a lot of them academy players, uh, because I believe the I was gonna mention that yeah, Jose, Sosa as well was starting, which I almost missed, but yeah,
Yeah. You would have remembered when you sub him out later in the game. That's it.
right. No, yeah, but I was gonna get to that because the at least for the start of the game, Dynamo two got the lead early thanks to a penalty kick that they earned. Well, at least Asila did, and he did earn the penalty, and he did end up taking it, and ended up being 1-0 in the first 5 minutes, and
That's how you
that
take a
lead
penalty kick.
100%, 100%, and we kind of need that type of penalty kicks, especially in the Open Cup, you know.
Yeah. Man, people just, I was glad. I hate penalty kicks. First off, just
Yep.
and the showmanship and the all the pizzazz and the shibazoo, the bang bang, whatever the heck, man. Just run up and kick the friggin' ball in the net. If you can place it to where you want to place it, who cares which way the keeper goes, bro? That's not that easy. It's not that hard. At the same time, but I mean, not just put it on fucking target. Just hit the ball. This bullshit that sometimes players do. Just that's why you missed. That's why you missed the shot. But yeah, so his penalty kick, bro. Kids, that's how you take a penalty kick, bro. That's how you take a penalty kick. Unless you're Harry Kane and that ball still has not landed.
But yeah, and like I said, this was the first 5 minutes, so Houston looked pretty good, at least with the early pressure to take the lead. And unfortunately, that lead would last long because Kansas City would literally after that penalty kick, it pretty much just looked like Kansas City was bound to equalize it, and that goal wouldn't really come in up until I believe it was the 30th minute or or give or take.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but the point I just want to try to make is that literally after that penalty, it just looked like Dynamo two wasn't really in the game. It was just all Sporting KC two, like just all the opportunities, just waiting to strike, and they just capitalized on that.
they just look like the better team making better decisions throughout the
Yeah,
game and of course we lost to them 4-0 per earlier in the season and in Houston, so ugly, but and SKC is a pretty good team. So it's there's a lot of talent on Dose, but just not a lot of unity.
and that's the theme of the season really, and it's something that we've already seen signs of progress when it comes to consistency. Um, and this game in particular, especially in the second half when we get to it, it was like the the same the same thing we've been watching early in the year back when they lost like 5 games in a row,
Yeah.
and it was like they looked out of it, like nothing was really connecting. They weren't trying to like build up or try to capitalize on that lead, and they just like Kansas City get back in the game.
It I don't know if it's just what is it. I know that they got to play like the first team. That's particular. If you're training for the first team to try to become the first team, you got to play like the first team. I don't know if it's just the style that these individual talents are not understanding how it works, and they're used to a particular way of style. So it does make a difference when you're recruiting and drafting players. To pick that to make sure that those players are familiar, fit the system, belong in the system. So, of course, we're not going to complain about the two draft picks, Scylla and Honor. They were a lot of high potential in them. So, we just got to figure out how to utilize these players and still maintain the education of playing like the first team. It kind of sucks just whenever you start the first 5 minutes, you look nice, and then it just disappears, and the opposing team takes control of the game, and you're like hoping to score a goal or hoping to get one back or something. Man, it's nuts watching Dosh right now. So such a roller coaster.
Yeah, and if you don't want to add anything else, I just wanted to skip through the second half because literally after that goal, it was pretty much like a mixture of Kansas City just pretty much looking like they were going to score the second one, and 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 really like past halftime, like Kansas City were just like adamant to get that goal, and I was like, boy, here we go, and it was kind of annoying to watch, and Houston like here and there got a few more breaks over and over, but Asila will actually get his brace like in the 71st minute, 71st minute, and you could say that it was a good opening that Dynamo 2 capitalized on, but at the end of the day, Silla was just at the right place at the right time and let the ball rip. Like he almost like tore the like the netting in the goal and all that, but it was just good to see, especially just being his first professional brace.
Well, we our one like little attack that was decent. There was plenty of defenders for Kansas City, but they weren't marking in the middle of the box. The ball was actually played on the ground, and it looked like it wasn't played initially to Silla. There was another guy there that missed it, and Silla was on the ball. He turns right. There's literally four defenders and a keeper standing there. Two of them flinch and turn their back, and then the other two are just kind of out of the way. They kind of blink or whatever. He fakes the shot with the right, touches to the left, and you think he's going left corner, and he's like, "No, bro, I'm putting it in the right corner on the ground, the direction that everybody's moving away from." And it was just absolutely pretty. It was a good thing to see. And Silla himself had a good game, but there was just nothing to build around him today. But like you said, first professional brace. It was a beauty of a second goal. The first one was was a deserved penalty kick. He put the keeper under pressure. Keeper made a bad dive, puts him in that situation. Later in the second half, he's in the right place, right time, makes everybody look sick, puts the ball in the net, bro. I like it 2-1. So hopefully that means there's something coming out of his game now and something they've been working on. And he brought it out this game, and hopefully this will work on his confidence and boost him up to the next level. And let's see if we can get everybody else on target with him.
No, yeah, we could probably use him in the first team too, but the question is gonna be where he's gonna play and all that. But of course, that's a conversation for another day, and probably when we get to Leagues Cup, we're probably gonna talk about it. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, of course.
No, yeah, Houston will look pretty decent for like the next 15 minutes, but then Sporting KC will score during a corner kick, and this was
Naturally, 3 minutes
this
left in
was
the game, right?
yeah, this was the worst goal in the game, and I'm not saying that because of bias, but I'm saying that because it was literally like in like it wasn't really like off the direct corner kick because the ball just got deflected off inside the box. Like it was literally on the ground, and literally you have like 10 players from both teams surrounding it, and Kansas City just managed to have like the last shot for it, and I was like, of course this happens like four minutes before regulation ends, and man, no, I was extremely disappointed.
So y'all watching the video wondering what just happened to me. I was just playing the pinball machine while that ball was going around in the friggin' box. And then and it did disappear, like it went in one of those little things, and then it spit back out right there. Like, what the heck was that, bro? What the hell
Yeah,
was that? Like, man, like
no, it was horrible, um, and yeah, like I said, since it was pretty much late into regulation, like Sporting KC would end up forcing the shootout, and the game would end up being a 2-2 draw. And the shootout, yeah, it's another kind of worms, you could say.
Well,
because
we kind of hinted
like
at it earlier from the first penalty kick.
yeah
So
yeah yeah I think so. There was we only missed one goal, and that was from Kieran Sargent. But I think on the side of Nico Hansen, I think he pretty much just missed all his saves. Like
I
the ball
thought
literally
Steve
went to the
Clark was
opposite
in goal.
side.
I mean, it looked. I mean, sorry, Stevie, brother. I mean, sometimes when you guess wrong, you look pretty bad. And Nico Hansen looked pretty bad tonight. Guess wrong I mean, almost every single time. He guessed wrong
Yeah,
three out of the four. It looked yeah. So reminded me of Steve Clark. Sorry, Steve, you're listening, brother. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Nico, good effort. Sorry, brother.
no, yeah. And I just to correct myself, I believe the last shot, he pretty much guessed correctly, but he didn't get a hand of it
Yeah,
because he just went
yeah.
like far, like really far to the post. Like it was pretty much unreachable. But yeah, no hate to Nico and Steve.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that fourth one was he guessed right, and the kick was not a good kick. So I thought he should have had that save, and then it goes into the friggin' net. So I was like, "Oh, come
Yeah,
on, bro!" I was thinking let's like give it back to us and let's give us a chance to kick it, but whatever. Yeah, and
redo.
then
Yeah,
yeah, and then Kieran Sargent. See, and we go, and if you go watch the penalty kick or you saw the penalty kick, half of them did this too. They went up and do this stupid stutter step and then take it. Well, he does the stutter step as his last motion before he kicks the ball. So he's standing flat footed on his right foot and just swings his left foot. It was weak. It was on the ground. It was to the corner. Basically the same shot that Hansen tried to save, but on the opposite corner. And then boom, Kieran gets saved. I'm like, this is ugly. This is ugly. And it looked ugly with those stupid stutter steps, bro. Like, just kick the freaking ball in the back of the net. God dang. And the fourth one that they took, SKC, that put it in the back of the net. So game over. It's ugly.
like yeah, just people being flashy, like you said earlier. But
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
never I never
that's
taught my players how to take penalty kicks like that.
yeah. So yeah, second consecutive draw for Dynamo 2, second consecutive shootout loss, and and we are pretty much back on the road next week. That's gonna be against St. Louis City too, and of everything that I hope for, I just hope that it's not a shootout or a loss. So and that's two things actually.
Let's do say I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I guess it is a good thing, but 7 out of the 8 games now we've got a point. It obviously doesn't add up to playoff contention, so I guess it's not a good thing. You got to do better with it. But at the same time, there's only one game out of the last 8 we've come out with 0 points. So you're at least tying or getting a win, and then just losing the penalty kick. Like so, at least you think some of the pieces are there, and they're just not enough pieces together, and that's why they're sitting in 8th place in a 10 team division, or whatever the heck it is. They're sitting in the bottom of the division. Sucks right now. They looking pretty bad.
Yeah, but oh well. We don't have to face Sporting KC2 anymore this year,
Oh,
so
that's right.
there's
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
we pretty much got swept though, unfortunately.
Yeah. I want to
But
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
the way they play defense in this game. It looked friggin' ugly. And I texted you earlier and I said focal point
yeah,
as it was happening, and that's what I was talking about. And it really looked unorganized in the back line, which is weird to say because those 4 players, well, minus the right back guy you just Medina, right, Jefferson Medina, uh, the only one that hasn't been comfortable playing. They all those 3 of the 4 play together. So why it looks so bad today, I don't understand. It was a mental breakdown. The left side, the left flank on Kieran's side was wide open so many times in this game, and so many times you're like, hold on, why is there 2 players open over here and Kieran Sargent's more in central into the box? Like, what's going on here, man? And I felt like deja vu tonight watching a couple games. Kind of the same things were
yeah,
happening too at the same time. But the defense, bro, like we've been questioning the lack of scoring for Dose this season, and they look flashy, but they can't finish in the final third and this and that. But today it was the same thing. Can't looked flashy, had a couple opportunities thanks to Scylla, but the defense just looked horrible today, and it just looked sad and just definitely disorganized. And you don't expect that from Sebas as a CDM. And uh, I don't even remember who the other midfielder was, to tell you the truth, because Brooklyn wasn't there. He's off with the U.S. team, but it was just a disappointing. And I know Kenny Bundy has got to be super frustrated right now with this performance and the way the team played. And I guarantee he's probably already working something up. So the boys will get back probably tomorrow on Saturday, and they'll get Sunday off. And I guarantee Monday. Uh, let's start with some sprints, man. Let's start with some
Yeah,
runs. Let's just,
sprints. Yes.
some old
Yeah,
school shit.
those suicide runs. Like,
No,
have you
not
had those before?
suicide.
Like,
Let's just work out their cardio and just make them work.
yeah. No, yeah, it's yeah, but like you mentioned before, like it's definitely concerning because we're 11 games in and they're still pretty inconsistent when it comes to the back line, and it sucks to see. Like, I figured that at this point, like, granted, outside of the players that we recently signed and just announced that have been playing, like like for the players that have been there already since the start of the year, like it's still pretty inconsistent. So that's like the most worrisome part. Um, and yeah, go Dynamo too. Go practice, go sprint, do some sprints, and do better next time. Like we're playing the best team in our conference next week, so
That
you
sounds
better be ready.
so friggin' fun, dude. I'm like, come on, man.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. And when is the 16th, right?
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday at freaking 6 o'clock. So
Yeah,
I encourage you to go out to Saber Cat. No, we're in St. Louis, right? We're
that's on
in
the
St.
road.
Louis.
Yeah,
Yeah, shit. So I don't encourage you to go to Saber
we're
Cat
still on the
Stadium
road.
for
Yeah.
anything. Just watch the game. Support the boys and
Yep.
go into depression like we do.
Yeah. I think it's probably time to talk about the dash if you're up for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's just swing it, bro. Swing it. Let's let all the dashers know how we feel as to what tonight as well. So no need to change the personality or the voice because it's going to be the same shit, different day. We're switching from Dose to friggin' from Dash. And but before we even get into the game, international players, we talked about them last show and what they did, and now here they are. They had to play their second game. Nothing really happened with anybody in that second game. Nobody scored really. Nothing particular. Jane Campbell didn't get to start. The other keeper did get to play that second game against South Korea, which is fine because that keeper didn't get tested either. Whatever, but it's good to see that there's a battle going on, and Emma's going to figure out who her keeper is, and for the Olympics, and we'll see as we move on. Jane Campbell's definitely the edge right there, buddy. But international players, so all returning. We listened to the Fran Alonso press conference, and he even spoke about it. He hates that this game is on a Friday coming up that we'll be
Yeah.
talking about here against Louisville. The players were barely returning on yesterday, on Thursday. So there's no time to get back with your team. There's no time to even tuck yourself in. You packed your bag to get back to Houston, and you packed your bag to go to Louisville. I think four of the girls were even had to fly straight to Louisville from wherever they're coming from. We had some that stayed in Central Time Zone, but they were thousands of miles away. We had some that had to fly overseas and 6 to 7 hours ahead and then fly back and do that same thing. So that's treacherous. So international players, we had seven. I guess technically six because Chappie counts as seven, but not a part of the team yet. Six players, and it was you could tell you you knew you didn't know. So Bachman listed as out going to this game, not going to make it back. Got an ankle injury, is what we're going to say. We'll just pretend she's just tired. Kaiser's still hurting out. Which it's not an international player. Who was the second international player that we're missing tonight? Oh yeah, Rubenson's still hurt. I don't think she
Yep.
even played for the Swedish team this time, so she's legitimately hurt. So we international players. Would you like to comment anything? As I don't, because like I said, I didn't see anything that happened in those games, man. Nothing special, no highlights or anything from any of them, even Barb or Ordonez.
No, I 100% believe fatigue played a role in this game, and just the timing of it,
Not this
and
game. Not this game. I meant the international games the
oh,
players
the
play.
break, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I really wasn't able to watch the games live outside of like a couple
Okay.
highlights here and there, and like I've only seen like Ramona Bachman's goal floating around Twitter, and that's about it.
Right,
Um,
right. Then nothing
and
happens.
that was the player I wanted really wanted back for the dash this game, and unfortunately she was out of it.
She needs a break. I mean,
Definitely.
when you go to Europe and come back in a short time frame like that, you play two games as well after playing a dash game. Yeah, you know, you obviously couldn't do with all the international players when we finally get into the actual game. That's six players that would be missing from your roster, and it would be kind of that'd be that you'd just be throwing the game away pretty much is what I would think right there. So that kind of segues into the game. Coming into this game, minus the international players returning late, I was confident and uh, believing how the team has been performing in recent games, and was I felt good about coming into this game. So we get there, and I'm like, okay, I'm excited, and I'm like, let's see what we can do. It's Louisville, who we've clean sheeted 4 straight games in a row. We know Louisville's a tough team and defensive team, and it's got some threats with their speed on the outside. But coming into this game, man, how were you feeling? Kind of like me, or where are you still? Because I know it's been a week since we talked.
Like honestly, just based on the players that we're missing, like I was on the fence, and I was definitely worried that things were gonna go pretty bad, just based on the fact that the players were like some of the players were fatigued. We have players still out for injury, not just the ones that are maternity leave and just out for the year, but also the players that were injured like through the international break, and that really affected us. And just to like save it, I was definitely concerned for this game. I was definitely going to be happy with the draw, just because of the fact of the matter of playing on a Friday, like right after the national break. But yeah, we just had to play it.
Yeah, and so that leads us into the lineup. I see the lineup. Obviously, we're missing Bachman, but then I look at the alignment. We're obviously playing some of those international players, Barb Oliveri. Uh, who else was the other one that got to play? This
Tarciana.
start, yeah, Tarsian was started the game, and this is just her second game with Dash. She stayed in the time zone, but she had to fly to Brazil, or I think they played in Brazil. Had to fly quite a ways and then fly back, and she played 2 games. Or wait, she didn't play. That's right. I don't even know if she played in the second game. I forgot to check that part. But away. So you're like, okay, on the names on the lineup, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm good. I'm good with this. You've got Peterson playing up in the mid because because she's been playing that defensive role. So she's kind of, if you need to drop 4 back, she's good playing that. She also gets her attacking role. Alozi up top again. Andressa finally gets to start, and that's something
Finally.
Franz said that he wants to use Andressa to bring something different than Ordonez does to the field, and Ordonez brings a target later in the game. So that's kind of, he explained why he believes Ordonez is on the bench and Andressa gets to start in basically her position. So, okay, good. I was happy Andressa was starting. I actually said maybe my dark horse for the game. Defensive line was the same. Midfield was pretty much the same. Patterson, Puttingham, Peterson, like we said, Schmidt. So now you've seen your lineup. Has your confidence, not or lack of confidence, changed at all now that you've seen the lineup prior to the game starting? I see the names. Okay, I'm comfortable. Hindsight, obviously, but
Somewhat at the moment, I was somewhat like more comfortable just based on the fact that of like the players are starting. I've already seen them playing. Like I've already seen them contribute to the team in their own ways. And but like the only thing I was worried about is like how the goals were gonna come in. And granted, like we definitely had like a low C back up there as well as Andressa trying to see if we could just drive the ball forward. And I'm just gonna leave it at that so we can talk about the game.
yeah, yeah. Well, the whistle blows. Get into the first half. All right, whistle blows. It's halftime.
Literally, no. I was gonna say that. So like just skip to the second half because like if you're not a Dash fan or a Racing Louisville fan, this was probably the worst game of soccer you've ever seen.
So you saw my
And
tweet.
no, yeah,
Kermit the Frog spoke. This is not the beautiful game. So first half, I think it was the 40th minute before we got our first shot on target. And like so that like first shot on target, 40th minute. This is ugly, ugly. So like you said, there's nothing to talk about in the first half, but there is something to talk about. So you're like, where are the goals going to come from? I was expecting Alozi because Alozi got to start, and we liked how she played last game. She did not have to go an international break, so she's a fresh body ready to go. I was expecting a little bit more out of her this game, a little more dangerous with her pace. And Andressa, I expected a little more out of it. I didn't see anything out of Andressa this game. Probably hence why she'll probably end up being the first sub in the second half. I don't know. We're not. That's just my guess. What sub front will make probably. But look, man, I was like, that's where our goals are going to come from. And then the first half kind of went through. Alozi
yeah,
made a couple pace runs, forced a corner here and a throw in there, but otherwise, there was nothing, dude. There was nothing. And then we went to halftime. So I think you said it best.
no build up. That game, like those 45 minutes felt like 2 hours. I was like, is the Dynamo 2 game over too? Because they were having at the same time. I was like, what's going on here? And I don't know, yeah, like it's not much, really, not much to take away from the first half. Like really, it's just like both teams were like, granted, they were standing their ground. They kind of they kind of knew what they were about to do. They pretty much already seen each other like back at home, where they also like tied 0-0, uh, and and that was one of my initial points. Like, okay, where's the scoring gonna come from? And the first half, nothing happens. The first half, and I was like, okay, this is a problem. Well, I miss Ramona Bachman, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah, the offense definitely goes through Ramona Bachman. That's 100%
Yeah,
for sure. So she'll definitely be a needy body Saturday at home. But also in that first half, the defense looked a little shoddy at the same time. But
yeah,
Louisville wasn't able to create anything absolutely dangerous and force anything out of Jane Campbell. She got her hand on the ball a few times, but it was nothing that like, oh yes, Jane saved our lives again. Here we go. The defense was just able to get enough in the way, and Louisville were taking poor shots and stuff like that. But it was something that kind of stood out in the first half, and you're kind of surprised it is 0-0 going into the half. So whistle blows, go into the second half, same thing, exact same freaking thing, right? We're coming, and this is where I post that this game is, and the game is still 0-0, and I posted on Twitter that this is not the beautiful game, and Kermit's
yeah.
saying this is ugly, and God dang it, maybe I don't know if no, it's not me, it's not my fault, not superstitious here. It was just ugly, and then all of a sudden, here you go, you Dash give the ball away in their own defensive third. The Louisville have numbers. There is no defensive recovery. The right side ends up being wide the hell open, and it's pretty much a it's a defensive recovery, and then the shot that is taken on Jane Campbell is parried right down the middle of the friggin' box, and you don't see this from players too often, but the player that ended up scoring, just takes her time, looks at the ball, and then just hits it and rips it right into the net. There's nothing Jane Campbell could do. The ball was high. Paige Nielsen was there to block, but she was too little. And you're like, there it is. Louisville just won this game. It's friggin' over, bro. And no defense on that recovery right there. No defense. Ugly goal, bro. I mean, nice goal for them, but ugly for us the way it happened.
No, yeah. For me, I was just feeling sad for Tarsiana because it pretty much just starts with her because
Well,
they were
yeah,
able
that's
to
true.
intercept her pass, and like I'm only sad for her because she's definitely fatigued. Like at this point in the second half, like she's been traveling all this time and just coming off the international break. Like I think it definitely affected her for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it starts with her, and they were just able to build out that play, and they just happened to capitalize on on Jane Campbell's like deflection and all that. Like it sucks, but yeah,
And then the ugliness continues right after that. Not even was it 4 or 5 minutes later?
I think
Natalie
it was a
Jake
little bit later. But
no,
let me see it.
Natalie Jacobs decides to be. I said stupid when it happened. I thought there was a penalty that should have been called. I didn't see a replay because they didn't show one on the game.
Yep.
VAR didn't whistle down to the referee to call for it. So I waited like 30 seconds, the ball, and then the ball kept moving. The referee kept, I was like, okay, they're not going to look at it. Hey, we got
We'll
away
look at
with
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought we got away with one. That would have damn for sure would have just killed the game, especially the way we were playing at that point. But man, I hate it when defenders do that. Just that slide tackle was not necessary. You're going through the player and you're not doing that and right in front of the ref. Oh, whoops! I take it all back. I'm wrong.
No, man. Like we did get a few calls our way,
Oh
so
yeah,
I'm not
during the
gonna
game
complain about the officiating.
for damn sure.
But yeah,
But both coaches
NWSL
were
officiating.
complaining.
Yeah.
Both coaches were complaining about the officiating. But after that, you're like, all right, maybe we can get away with one. Let's go score a goal, and the universe loves us, and this is how
Yeah.
things work with that. And then boom, it's another goal. And this time, I'm like, am I watching Dose, bro? Back door wide open, just clear wide open. A little chip, perfect run was made, header. I think Jane was thinking it was going to go the opposite the other way, and she just headed there, boom, right to the back of the net, and uh, nothing Jane can do. She's at 1-on-1 point blank pretty
Yeah.
much, and then boom, another fucking goal. Damn it!
No, like it's 100% not James' fault. Like it's
No,
like the keyword here is 85th minute, and and honestly the players are just like you. I'm watching this game and it's kind of like everyone's out of it. And granted, they might be tired. Like some of them might be tired because of the break. Like they were playing through it and traveling and all that. But yeah, just like I think the player's name was like Parker Goings. Like she was on an
yeah,
island. Like
yeah,
she was on an island, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a goal. Like there's no way. And yeah, it happens. Like it, man. Like it sucks because I was watching this game and like Diana Ordonez gets subbed in, and I was like, okay, let's see if they can build up. No build up, nothing. And they get the second goal. It's kind of like, okay, it's probably over.
Yeah, Dash had a couple of opportunities when Ordonez came into the game, and Ordonez had a nice little shot that she took that went wide. There was one that the keeper forced that had to force to go out to her corner. So there was a couple little chances, but it was nothing to get us excited about and get us off the edge of our seats and like, can we come back into this game? You knew there was enough time to come back, but you knew there was no gasoline in the tank, and the girls were running out of fire, and so game ends 2-0, and that takes us into the international players that we keep bringing up here that did return to play for the team and played a lot of friggin' minutes and played 2 games with their international teams and now coming back straight to the dash on a Friday. They just all played on Tuesday, had to travel all those miles back. It definitely showed with those players, and I don't know. It's hard for you to decide if Fran made the right decision with starting all of these international players or playing them as much too at the same time. But do you have enough roster to preserve those players? Would have been the question. So yeah, man, they ran out of gas, and I think it affected the entire team. And the entire team was just mentally dumbfounded. This entire game is what it looked like. They were slow, making just the brain farts. But as far as the international players, Barb didn't look explosive, and like you said, no gas, can't look explosive. Tarsian looked a little slower than usual. Um, you know who else got to start? No, I think that's it, right? So it, it was
Really,
yeah.
really, like Fran Alonso's hands are tied with the injuries as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like pretty much like almost impossible to make adjustments in our situation. Like I mean tonight in particular, like with considering all the injuries, all the players on maternity leave, all the players that are fatigued, and pretty much the fact that we had to sign a new goalkeeper because Heather Hines is also injured, just to like play this game, and it's kind of like, and we also because we don't have a third keeper, so it's see everything going on. Like it's kind of like, man, like I don't envy Fran Alonso right now. Like he has a lot of work to do.
He has a very tough job to do right now, and that's why this man will get some credit whenever it comes all around. I do believe it will come around, but yeah, this game definitely just showed uh, they were just they weren't ready for this game, and I'm sure when we go back and listen to the press conference after the game, Fran's probably going to mention again this Friday, weren't prepared, weren't ready for it, needed more break, needed to play this game on Sunday probably. So yeah, it is what it is right now. There's a couple other NWSL teams that are playing tonight and tomorrow. There's a game at Wrigley tomorrow with a couple of those teams. Well, by the time y'all listen to, or maybe if y'all listen to this, Saturday night, Wrigley Field on Ion. So that'll be fun to watch just for the little uh, prestige of it. But, you know, moving on. So we talked about the mental mistakes and this and that. And it feels like the final decisions, the fundamentals were completely missing from this game. And it felt like it had more to do with just the fatigue. I find myself like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you passing to? Are y'all prepared for this? When the ball's congested in the midfield, it's one touch passing to get out of pressure. Nobody's anticipating this one touch. I saw a couple passes that were made to somebody to space, but that player that pass was made to is running the complete opposite direction, and then there's nothing. I'm like, what the what the hell? I felt like I was watching rec soccer today, by the way, recreational soccer, and that was for
Yeah,
Louisville
Rick.
too. That was for Louisville too, by the way. But psh, bro,
Yeah. No, the last thing I can say for sure is just that the next game against Angel City back in Houston, it's gonna be a big one. Not only because of Angel City, but also because Fran Alonso is gonna be suspended due to yellow card accumulation.
we haven't got to that
And
yet. God.
yeah, like it's no, I was gonna say because like, it's a big game and they need to shift momentum right away, especially coming off this result.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, since you jumped into that one, Fran Alonso, three yellow cards, suspended for the next matchup. So we get to see what the assistant coach can do, and uh, the tactics will be the same. Understand that, guys. So you're not going to see much difference. You could see little tweaks here and there, just because you're at the helm, and you can make little tweaks as long as you follow the agenda for the game. So it'll be curious to see what is difference next week at home with Fran Alonso being suspended. But yeah, when they said three yellow cards, it's like, come on, it's five for players, man. Why is it only three
Yeah,
for coaches, bro? When it happened, they didn't show Fran, so I thought it was the Louisville coach that was getting carded because it was a foul that Louisville was bitching about. And the ref goes and shows a card. I'm like, yeah, all right. I was like, and then realized, like, hold on, we're the team on the left side. It's like that was
yeah,
Fran, and then they mentioned it earlier, like this, like, oh, come three yellow cards already, Fran. Like, you're getting them, you're racking them up, bro. So that's
yeah. It's
crazy.
spicy.
Three. Hey, that tells the coaches like you can't be yelling at the refs that much that bad. Like, I don't know how you work it. It is what it is. But yeah, so going back to the game, another point that I wanted to make watching this team play and the tactics, there was zero press from this team tonight. Zero press. You might have seen, I mean, yeah, zero press. There was no pressure, no pressing the ball, and it didn't matter where it was on the field. And you typically start to press with your forwards, pressing those defenders, but no, they just let them move the ball around. They would move the ball to their forwards, to our defense, and our defenders are still just kind of containing them. They're not pressing, and they're not forcing Louisville to make those decisive passes. And it was like, it's just something that stood out to me. I don't know if you noticed it, but to me it was just like, just not ugly soccer, but it was just boring soccer as well. And I'm like, I was lost to the tactics of this game, and I think Fran was just lost because everything affected him prior to this game even started.
Just a slow game for sure. Like people can definitely appreciate it in different ways, but if he is just like someone that follows the teams or or really just a neutral, you can just tell like these teams are going through stuff right now, and they're they're trying their best.
Yeah, they are. This game was just definitely a lot of things that stood out, and we can go to the excuse it's going to be used a lot for this game, and it's very understandable, and it is a usable excuse. But you know, Louisville, obviously, I guess not obviously, because I really don't know, to tell you the truth. How many international players did they have? Did they have the same situation? They only started one different person from the last game, and it was their striker who was suspended from this match because of 5 yellow cards. So I don't know if Louisville was in the same boat, but they still played ugly soccer at home. And speaking of ugly soccer at home, who the hell gave a supporter section, right, where they're playing the drums and beating and jamming out the whole game? Who the hell gave the supporter, or allowed the supporter to be like a DJ or whatever, and gave them a microphone and hooked
The
them up to
megaphone or
yeah, no, it was a microphone, and hooked them
a
up to the
microphone?
sound system. Yes,
That's
because
insane.
I looked at it once just to see where the hell, because you could, when they panned to the corner kicks, you could see the area, and they get the drummers, and then right above the drummers, it looked like a turntable, right? And this person, and excuse me, or I'm going to sound pretty bad right now, sounded like a little Asian woman screaming through the microphone. So it sounded really awful and annoying through this game, and it was one voice that you could hear while you're watching the game, and not a unified people yelling for your team and supporting your team. So it just sounded really bad on the team. And whose idea that was to give that person a microphone, or that group a microphone, I don't know. But I'd like to file a complaint against Louisville, please.
Yeah, for me, it sounded like a megaphone, but yeah, like it was pretty much like all over the broadcast. Like you could only hear that voice more than the instruments, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of
Yep.
annoying.
That's why I said you could tell it was coming through a sound system and not a microphone, not a megaphone. Because it's just like so friggin' annoying. And then, like I said, they panned over a couple times, and I was like, she's holding a friggin' mic? What the hell? Hell no. So I think I've crossed Louisville off my checklist as to stadiums I want to go to and follow the dash on the road. I've got other places I can go. We'll just leave that one off the list until they get rid of that person or that system.
Yeah,
But man,
honestly.
for me, all the depression that we've talked about tonight. Anything else you would like to add concerning the dash tonight? Like you said, we're playing Angel City on Saturday at 7 o'clock. So, guys, please get your tickets uh, and get to the stadium. It is Pride Night as well. Well, Pride Month, but they're doing all kinds of activities for Pride Month this time. So, get to the stadium. I hope to see y'all there. Like I said, Saturday night at 7. What do we have with Dynamo on Saturday? Shoot, I haven't even looked that far ahead, bro.
They're on the road against Atlanta United.
Oh yeah, so 6:30. How annoying. So six
Yeah.
thirty. Oh yeah, Angels at 8:30. By the way, so I'll be in the stadium watching Dynamo first half on the pad, and then the dash game will start, and we'll get it done. So obviously, I'll be at the dash game on Saturday, and Dynamo, I'll have to watch the second half replay. Sorry, boys, got work to do.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that this game is gonna be on Ion, so
All right.
just keep an just a heads up. That was gonna be an Ion, and
Oh, no
just get your
replay.
subscription ready.
Yep, no
Yeah, and
replay.
no replay either. So, but if you have a cable subscription, you can probably just VCR
Record
it
it.
or just
Yeah.
record it. Yeah,
Ooh, you said VCR.
yeah, like it's Asia.
Right. Nobody knows. Hey, DVR that shit right there. Record it. Just
Yeah,
record it. Yeah, just record it and come back and watch it. So at least I'll have the Apple replay for Dynamo, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'll make sure to watch the first half in full, and then I'll just catch the second half later. I don't know if I'll be coming back from Houston on Saturday night or spending the night or whatever, but whatever. It doesn't matter anyways. So I'm done with our break though. But man, Dashers, what a game. Well, we move, right? We move. That's it. That's all I got for Dash today, Fox. What you got, brother?
no man, I'm ready to dash on out of here, man. Because I'm tired of the depression, and it's probably dash on to next week. You know.
Let's do it. Both those puns work great.
Yeah. Hey guys, as always, we do appreciate your support every time you listen and every time you share. as always, keep sharing our stuff, keep supporting us where we put our stuff. Of course, Twitter and X at Dynamic Foxtrot, at Noodle Tiempo, as well as Instagram is going to be at Dynamic Foxtrot there. And of course, YouTube TV, where we put all of our videos. Make sure to subscribe there, as well as Ghost TV. And of course, keep
What?
reading our stuff on Kofi.
Yeah, go and crap. I forgot what I was going to say now. Shit. Damn it. I'll remember.
Each time around, or
Yeah, no, I was actually had a question for you, but crap, I literally forgot it when I looked up and saw the TV. So, well, I just ruined your ending. So let's just H time.
Oh no, let's get to it. All right, guys. I really appreciate you, and as always, General, y'all.
H's up.